Hey everyone, it's Mr. Montgomery again. Today we're going to be reviewing Unit 11. So make sure you have your Robot Turtle book out and make sure you're on page, I'm going to write a little bit bigger on the screen here. Make sure you're on page 483. 483. Alright, so if you don't have your Robot Turtle book out, go get it, open up to this page, and then hit the play button when you're ready. So if you're not ready, hit that pause button, hit the space bar. Okay, so for my friends that are all set, let's keep on moving. Okay, and we're going to go through this little top part here. We're going to start with section A. So in section A, they're just reminding us how we can solve a subtraction problem with a picture, right? So we call this a model. So first thing they did was they took the number 40 and they made it into a picture by making 4 tens. If you're not sure if that's really 40 with 4 tens, you can always number them up top: 10, 20, 30, and 40. Yep, that is definitely the number 40 as a picture. So then the next thing they do was we have to take away 30, so they crossed out 30 cubes, or 3 tens. Remember, if you just look at this little tens place, it tells you how many to take away. And then you don't have to count by tens if you don't want to. But we can also count by tens to make sure that we go up to 30 that we're taking away. So 10, 20, and 30. And then we just have 10 left. So that's how they got 10 as their answer. 40 minus 30 is 10. So we always make sure we have the whole number, the total, and then you take away that part to find the missing part. Alright, so let's go ahead and try number 1. I'll give you guys a few moments and then we'll go over number 1 together. It says 60 minus 40, and they made 60 as a model, as a picture. Let's go ahead and solve that one really quick. Alright, if you're not done, hit that pause button. If you are done, let's keep on moving. And remember, for the friends that didn't finish, hit the play button when you're ready. Don't just leave it on pause forever and say, I don't know what's going on. Okay, so they already gave us the total, 60, right? And they drew that right over here. So since they already made the picture for us, they did all the work for us here, which is awesome. So all we have to do is take away 40. So remember, the first number is your total that you have, and the second number is our part that we're taking away. So let's count by tens until we reach 40. 10, 20, 30, and 40. So I stop because I counted all the way up to 40. And what do I have left? I have 2 tens. So I have 2 tens. There are no ones, so it's a 0. So 20. 60 minus 40 is 20. Alright, so go ahead and try number 2 on your own this time. So I'm hoping that seeing, if you were having trouble, that seeing me solve number 1 will help you solve number 2. If you were having trouble. If you weren't having trouble and you got the right answer, awesome. So go ahead and try number 2 completely on your own. Okay, if you're not done, again, just hit that pause button, hit the space bar, and then when you're ready, hit play and continue on. Now, since I did go over number 1, I don't want you guys to just sit here and watch me do things. So I am not going to do number 2, but I do expect for your mom or dad to send pictures of your completed work if you are in my classroom. If you're not in my classroom, I'm pretty sure your teacher will want to see your finished work as well. So if you did not try this yet, you better pause that video and make sure that this is completed. Okay, because your teacher wants to make sure that you understand what you are doing with subtracting 2-digit numbers. Okay, so let's go on down to our next part. And for set B, we are just kind of reviewing how we use a 100 chart to help us solve a subtraction problem. Now, of course, if you guys don't like using it, you don't have to. You can always go back to drawing the picture, a quick picture with the sticks and circles if you need to. So if drawing tens helps you out more, stay with using that. Okay? Stick with it. I can't say that enough. Stick with what works for you. But for friends that use the 100 chart for a little refresher, remember the first number, our total, that's what we start with. So you find that on the 100 chart first. And then you look at the second number, and you're going to go ahead and count by tens going up towards those smaller numbers. So we count by tens until we hit 20. So 10, 20, we stop. We land on 60. So now we know that 80 minus 20 is 60. Now let's go over to number 3. I want you guys to try this one on your own. Try number 3 on your own. You can use the 100 chart, or the piece of the 100 chart that they have on the page to help you if you want to. If using a quick picture helps more, then use that. Okay, so go ahead, give number 3 a try. All right, now if you're still working, that's fine. You just hit that pause button. And then whenever you're ready, you hit play and continue. Now for friends that are already done, let's go over number 3 real quick. So we have 70 minus 20. So first we find that 70 on the 100 chart. And then we're going to take away 20. So now we're going to jump up as we count by 10 so we get to 20. 10, 20. And we land on 50. So now we know that 70 minus 20 is 50. All right. Now, guys, go ahead on to number 4. Do number 4 all on your own. All right. So now, guys, for number 4, remember, I'm not going to go over this one. I want mom or dad to send a picture to me, yeah, I mean, they can do it on Dojo, or maybe I'll check yours at the very end of the day if mom and dad cannot send it. All right. But please try to have them send it to me because it's just a little bit easier. Okay, now we're going to turn the page, go to set C. So we're going to make sure we're going to go over to page 484. Here is page 484. And at the very top, we have set C. And we're going to take a little peek at this here. So they're telling us about using mental math. If mental math is too tough for you, I'm not going to force you guys to use mental math. That's a little crazy. You can always use a 100 chart or draw a quick picture if you need to. You'll never hear me say you're not allowed to draw a quick picture. You can absolutely draw a quick picture or use the 100 chart. Always. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So what they did was they're showing you a little picture of how they solved 46 minus 10. So for 46 minus 10, we have 4 10s and 6 1s. Then they crossed out one of the 10s, and you see that you have 3 10s left. So what they're really trying to just remind you is that you're only touching the tens place number. Everything else stays the same for this main number. So this 6 isn't going to change, only the 4. So you can just think 4 minus 1 is 3. And then so you have 3 10s, and then bring the 6 over, you have 36. That's all they're saying. If that sounds a little crazy, then keep using whatever method you use. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a quick moment to try number 5. Then we're going to go over it together a couple different ways. So go ahead and give number 5 a shot. 62 minus 10. Or you can think, what is 10 less than 62? Okay, if you're still working, hit that pause button until you're ready, then hit play. So guys, all they're really doing here is, I'll do the mental math way, then I'll do a quick picture. They're asking you to do 6 minus 1. What is 6 minus 1? Well, that's 5. And since they're both in the tens place, you just put the 5 in the tens place. And then you just bring that 2 on over to keep the 5 company. So you have 52. Now, if we had a picture, you would have 6 tens, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 ones. 1, 2. And then all we're doing after that is crossing out a 10, because they want you to take away 10. So you cross one out. Now what do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. And then you still have your 2 ones because they did not change. And either way, you get 52 as your answer. All right. So go ahead and do number 6 and 7 on your own. And remember, we're not going to be going over these. I want you to have mom or dad take a picture and send these to me. Okay. So go ahead and do number 6 and 7 completely on your own. Okay, so if you're still working, please hit that pause button, hit that spacebar, pause the video until you're all ready to move on. Now for my friends that are ready to move on, we're going to go on down to set D, where they just give us a little story problem. Okay, so we have a story problem, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go through it together at the beginning, and then I'm going to have you guys solve it on your own. Okay, so we'll go through and as I read it, circle every important thing, and then I want you to solve it on your own, okay? Keep out for those key words that we've talked about before, like less, gives away, stuff like that, because that'll tell you if you're adding or subtracting. So if it talks about giving stuff away or someone buying something, right, then you're probably going to be subtracting. So keep an ear out for those. A store has 50 toy boats. Well, that 50 definitely seems important, so I'm going to circle it. They sell 10 boats. Oh, man. You know what? They're saying sell. I have a feeling that's pretty important, and they tell us that they are selling 10 of them. How many toy boats does the store have now? So I want you to go ahead and set up this problem the way you think it should be solved. So now I'm putting a circle here because you're going to put either a plus sign or a minus sign in this circle. All right, so go ahead and put your numbers in the correct spaces. Make sure you put the correct sign. We did read this together. So now I'll give you guys a moment to try this problem out. Okay, let's go over this together. Okay, so when we hear this word sell, we know that they're getting rid of stuff, and that's really important. That means that we had 50 and they got rid of 10. So if you're taking away, you're going to be subtracting. So we got to put a nice minus sign in that circle. We're going to be subtracting these numbers. Now, which number do we need to put first, the 50 or the 10? We need to put that 50 first because it's the biggest of the two. That's what you're going to be taking away from. So that means the 10 goes over here. So now it's 50 minus 10. And what is 50 minus 10? Well, 50 minus 10, well, when you think 5 minus 1 is 4. And you bring the 0 on over, so you have 40. So they have 40 toy boats left in the store. All right? Okay, so for friends that are not in my classroom, but maybe you're watching the video for a refresher, this next part is going to be for my class only, unless your teacher set up the same thing somehow. Okay? So, make sure that you let your teacher know that the video is done, unless you're in my class. In that case, stay on. You have your independent work to do next. Let's go to our independent work next. So you're going to click on your man in the blue box at the top there. Then go to classwork, and you'll have a assignment called Unit 11 Review. And I'll give you some questions on the SAVVAS site. Now there's going to be about maybe 8 questions or so, but it's from every single section we've done. Okay? So take your time, go ahead through it. If you get done and there's still time, you can go ahead on Pink Cat and play some games. But that's it. So I hope you guys are feeling very comfortable with this. If not, make sure you just give me a heads up. And I'm always online at 2:30 if you need extra help, okay? So you can always come see me at 2:30 after school, and I will help you out with math. All right? So, well, I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a great day.